Only two things in my life have felt completely right. One of those was getting married. Thankfully. I mean, that'd be pretty awkward if it wasn't. But I'm certain I was always supposed to be a wife. The second thing was gardening. Something I would have never predicted. It's like some part of me was unlocked that was always there, just waiting to be uncovered. I used to always kill my houseplants. I've since figured out which houseplants work for my environment and my lifestyle, but something about keeping a vegetable garden is different and more fulfilling. I started each of these plants from seed, overseeing every step of their growth, doing my best to prepare a suitable environment for them to flourish. I've poured countless hours and not an insignificant amount of money into nurturing these plants that may or may not yield produce, which on paper doesn't really add up. But nurturing something this intently and growing our own food just feels right. It just makes sense to me. This was a role I was always supposed to take on. I know there's a lot I get wrong, and I'm always learning new things as I go and having to adapt on the spot. It's a constant battle between learning to work with Mother Nature and fighting against her less than favorable elements. Pests, soil insufficiencies, unpredictable weather. What worked last year may not work this year, and so on. It's a never-ending experiment, but it's so rewarding. I would encourage everyone to give gardening a try, even if that's just one tomato plant in a pot on a little balcony outside your tiny apartment in the big city. Research what you can grow in the amount of space you have, with the amount of sunlight available, and just give it a try. You might surprise yourself.
It's a little bit taller than I anticipated. Okay, bye. Things are starting to take shape out here. I made a real effort to get my trellises and supports in ahead of time. So I've got most of my tomatoes over here, much more spaced out than last year, and I'm intercropping carrots between them. We'll just see how it goes. It's kind of an experiment. This trellis turned out way bigger than I intended, but it's also for a cherry tomato, and last year those just got wild. They got huge. Lettuce is really struggling, so we'll see how that goes. Peas have started to come up. Green beans are next to them. Over here might be bush beans. We'll see if those grow. I've never grown those before. Spinach. This big trellis here is going to be for cucumbers when they're ready. I ended up having a couple broccoli plants sprout after all, and I didn't expect them to. I just need to find a big enough piece of tulle to cover these hoops here to keep the cabbage moths out of there. And then over here, I've got the first two pepper plants in. This year, I'm just supporting them with individual bamboo stakes. Hopefully that'll work better than whatever I did last year. I don't even know. I have a few zucchini started over there, one butternut squash. I kind of lost track of the planting dates, and I've really just started putting stuff out based on what looks ready, which plants have a few true leaves. But it's coming along nicely. I'm really happy with how it's looking, and I'm probably going to go start some sunflowers inside so that I can plant them all along this front edge of the fence. I just found a bunch of bones buried under this tree here. I don't know if you can see. There's one right there I just dug up. I just saw a piece sticking out of the dirt, came over to investigate, and there's a bunch more in the dirt. This is crazy. Guys, what the heck? Pretty soon I'm going to be able to put back together the entire deer. Unless these aren't from a deer. Over here, right in this area, there's a bunch of blackberry brambles. And so what I'm trying to do is kind of clear some space around them so that I can work in some trellising or some kind of fencing in the middle that they can grow up along. So hopefully if I can put some fencing or trellising in between those brambles, then this year I can actually harvest the berries instead of just watching the birds enjoy all of them. There's Mama Bird, and down here are the little fledglings. Precious babies. So cute!
By now the garden is really starting to come in, with lettuce and spinach about done for the spring. Maybe I'll do a little garden tour in the near future to show you the changes I've made since last year, and ask your advice on a few trouble spots. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by. Safe travels, and I'll see you again soon.